So I welcome everybody to our June meeting. We have Erin Angelo, who will be talking about RX Ballroom Dance. So we're going to be dancing together a little bit today and having some fun. Um, Let me tell you a little bit about Erin. She has extensive experience in education and business development, both in the private and nonprofit sectors. As a professional ballroom dancer and education professional, she is a graduate from UCLA with a master's degree in education, specializing in teaching populations with special needs. This unique combination gives her the skills to write curriculum, understand higher levels of dance theory, and adapt instruction to best benefit RX Ballroom Dance's participant population with neurological conditions. Erin has served on the boards of other nonprofits with responsibilities that included developing programs and their evaluative criteria, strategic planning, and managing fundraising and donor campaigns. So she's done it all. Um, so um, we can turn the slide off, and before I turn it completely over to you, I have a couple questions for you, Erin. So you turn
Oh,
your
I didn't
video.
expect the questions. I'm
Well,
ready though.
how did you get involved in uh, teaching the Parkinson's community?
Uh, well, in general, uh my interest in teaching the movement disorder community in general, it came from my background in both education and ballroom, just like the bio that you had just read. I always considered myself a bit of a dance nerd. Meaning that while I was always dancing, I was always interested in looking up research that was coming out of, at the time, 20 years ago, some of the major institutions like Harvard and Stanford. They were first publishing studies around 2001, even though in the 80s the research scientists were noticing that dance was just good for the brain in general. But starting around 2001, there was very specific Parkinson studies that were talking about how movement and music was generating new neural connections. And around 2001 was the time where I was getting very serious about my dancing, which, by the way, guys, means that I started when I was 2. Don't I look fabulous?
I was going to say that, but I didn't get a chance. Okay.
No, but I was just starting college-ish at the time, and this was my passion, and yet all this research was coming out, and I loved looking at some of the latest data. And meanwhile, along the way, just like my bio said, I got my teaching credential. I taught in South Los Angeles. I taught teachers how to teach. I was in the nonprofit world. But more importantly, I spent the vast majority of my career as a ballroom dancer. But I noticed specifically while I was teaching ballroom, I always was dealing or teaching lessons to the people in my studio that had special needs, and that included the movement disorder community. And gosh, the one-on-one teaching that I did, it was astounding. It was just absolutely amazing. A dear student of mine named Alan, who had since passed away, he couldn't remember what he had for breakfast, but he would never forget a rumba. And he couldn't move from his car to even just the studio doors without assistance, but he would dance a full tango around the room. And you just saw this. And when I retired in about 2017 from dancing, my husband and I, we got married, we have our beautiful son. I began looking personally for programs that dealt with ballroom dancing and Parkinson's because I was very passionate about what I had seen in my own career. And I got on Google, and sure enough, Sharon, like, how many results came up about, ballroom dancing and Parkinson's? Like zero,
Zero.
zero. There was no, can you even believe it, guys? There's not one program, not a single one in the whole nation, I don't even know about the world, that specifically uses ballroom dance as a therapy for people with Parkinson's, even though for decades now research has suggested it's one of the best therapies you can do. It just blew my brain. I was like, oh my gosh, and in like true woman format, by the way, to all my twitchy women out there, if somebody's gonna do it, a woman's gonna do it.
Exactly.
So,
Exactly.
yeah, right, Lauren. I know you hear that. So yeah, about 5 years ago, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna consult all of the best resources that I have at my fingertips. I am from Orange County, California, so I am so lucky. I am just here around some of the best movement disorder specialists in the world, in my opinion. And with that, RX Ballroom Dance was born. I consulted psychologists, psychiatrists, movement disorder specialists, neurologists, physical therapists, the whole gamut, and we put together a ballroom curriculum that specifically helps with neuroplasticity and Parkinson's. So that's my history, and I'm sticking to it.
Okay. All right. So that's really my main question. So I'm going to turn it over to you. And is everybody ready to dance? Yeah?
Well, before we do, I do have some informational slides just for the fellow what's it called, data nerds out there who want to engage with me. Let's talk about the benefits of ballroom first, and then of course let's get up and start moving. So first things
Okay.
first, I'm gonna go ahead and switch over to my slides. So give me 1 second. I'll share out my screen. Mhm. And voila. Thank you. Good. Just make sure you give me any sort of thumbs down or unmute yourself if you cannot see this, but otherwise it should be full screen for you. Everybody good?
Yeah. And
Perfect.
because we're a small group, if you have questions, go ahead and raise your hand. There's a raise hand function at the bottom. I think it's under chat, but just raise your hand and we'll call on you. Okay?
Absolutely. Actually, we're so small today that not only can you raise your hand, but if I'm mid-presentation and you're obstructed from my screen, please feel free to unmute yourself and simply pipe up. And I don't mind at all. I welcome questions. I think the more that we wonder about things and the more we learn, the better. So,
Yeah.
with that, let me launch on in. Guys, this is the RX Ballroom Dance presentation here on a Sunday morning with Twitchy Women. I don't know about you, but I am only half awake. I was telling Sharon, for me, Sundays are a little tough. I think mentally I'm just on a break, so forgive me if I misspeak or anything like that, but feel free to always ask questions. And I'll start the presentation with one of my favorite quotes. It's from a member of mine in Mission Viejo here in California. My favorite quote she ever told me was, "Being in an RX ballroom class helps me not to dwell in the past, but to focus on being present with the new people in my life." And I can't emphasize how important that is. A little side note, by the way, I'm also the executive director of Parkinson's Orange County, which is the newly formed support and resource guide for the Orange County area. And having the support of the people around you and having the engagement of people around you and not feeling isolated, I think Sharon might agree, is one of the most important things that you can do, especially when you're facing a progressive disease.
Mhm.
So, this part, not only sharing the joy of dance, but specifically in being present and in the moment and being here. I really appreciate you being here with me, and I hope that you enjoy the support that we're about to give. So, yeah, double benefit for this. A little bit about us, by the way, just in case you didn't know, I was telling you a little bit about the history. I launched RX Ballroom Dance in 2019. The very first step I did was I took one person in one class just once a week for several weeks, and back in 2018, until I was able to really showcase and demonstrate growth, how ballroom dance was really improving everything from posture to balance to memory. And I finally formed the organization in 2019. And it was our first board of directors and our first class. And we just had one class once a week with 12 members. And hey, we were going strong in Orange County, California. And by 2020, we are actually growing to at least twice a week. Things were going well. We were talking about expansion and we were going to launch. And then March of 2020 happened. It was like, yay, the ball is rolling and COVID. So, as much as a problem as it was, it allowed us to actually expand to Zoom, which I'm grateful for because it's what we're using today. And hey, it's even for lovely members like Miss Mary over here. And Mary, you're joining us from England, correct? Oh, you're on mute, my dear. So I yeah.
I do the classes every Friday with Trisha and I love them. She's a fantastic teacher.
Exactly. And we wouldn't have beautiful members like Mary if we didn't have our Zoom classes. So I'm so grateful for that. And I'm grateful that you're joining us from so far abroad. So Zoom was a blessing in disguise. It allowed us to actually to open up our doors worldwide. And that was really great because now we were able to connect to a different kind of audience. But here's the wonderful part. After we were done with just our Zoom expansion in 2021, we were able to reestablish our in person classes. And the need in a COVID world for connection and actual in person exercise was greater than ever. And we were able to grow to 4 classes a week at 2 different locations in 2021. But by 2022, oh, we were back at it. We expanded now to San Diego. We grew to 6 different locations. We had 4 new teachers, and we were at 181 members. And I remember distinctly thinking, like, wow, this might be as big as we're going to get until 2023. And then we just exploded last year. 9 locations, 10 teachers, 440 members, our first showcases. It was a wonderful, wonderful expansion. And at this point, guys, we are 11 locations strong and across 11 teachers, 580 members, now in Los Angeles, San Diego, Orange County, and the Inland Empire. So we are quite growing and quite strong. And I think the whole point is why I didn't know at the time, but now I do, is the need and the love for having something that is high results but low impact. Meaning that it's not gonna hurt you to keep moving around. I'm not asking you to punch a bag, nor am I asking you to run a mile, although those things are very good. What I'm asking you to do is get up and move with me, right? And that low impact but yet high yield results is something that we'll talk about today. It's a wonderful thing. So, let's talk a little bit about the scientific research. I mean, I love dancing and I will tell you about it till I'm blue in the face, but hey, there's actually research out there that shows why it's good for people with Parkinson's. So let's chat about it a little bit. I'm not sure how many of you are familiar with something like the Berg Balance Scale, but in layman's terms, it's the ability to stand on one foot, right? One foot and then the other foot. Long can you balance on one and then the other? And you'll find that in the research in 2009, uh, a researcher named Earnhardt found that participants who participated in tango class found a huge improvement in their ability to balance one foot and then the other. And why? Because when ballroom dance, like you'll learn today, we learn about something called weight transfer, right? We're standing on one and then the other, and then one and then the other. Huge improvements for both balance. We also saw huge improvements in gait speed, meaning that once you learn to waltz and you held your head up high and your posture back and your chest up, well, what do you know? We were able to help remedy part of that Parkinson's gait, which causes the slight forward leaning features in our walk, right? But by practicing a waltz or a tango and really pulling back, we also noticed improvement in gait speed. Hands go hand in hand together. We saw improvement in mobility, which seems like a no-brainer, right? A little cha-cha-cha really loosens up the joints. What do we call that? Motion is lotion. It helps to keep things moving. And more importantly, we saw improved social support, right? If you're going to step on somebody's toes and quite literally laugh about it, you might actually end up chatting about everything else that's, going on in your life. And that's an improved social connection and network, which we're proud of and we really enjoy in our classes. One of my favorite research studies talked about adding additional social activities, meaning that we see this especially in our San Diego region. If you start going to the ballroom class, well, then maybe you start going on a Friday night outing to grab, food with friends. Maybe you start going on a dance cruise with your friends. In fact, our Fallbrook members in San Diego all recently in March went on a cruise together down to Mexico just to enjoy themselves because they love doing their cha-cha. So it's wonderful. It's a great additional way to add more activities once you get yourself out and started. And not only that, but of course, even just going to Zoom programs helps alleviate and decrease depression symptoms. We all know that part of Parkinson's, of course, is that lack of dopamine, and it can also lead to depression and anxiety. Getting out of your comfort zone and pushing yourself into a class will really help ease those symptoms. One of my favorite ones, though, it came out of in 2022 Any ballroom dancer has known this all along. After 6 months of social dancing, this test showed that the ability for somebody to dual task was significantly better than anybody else who, say, maybe just did some running or maybe one sport at a time. And you ask why? Well, guys, I've got the secret sauce. It's like our in and out secret sauce. I won't tell anybody, but I'll let you in on this secret. Ballroom dancing specifically helps with something called dual tasking, meaning if I'm asking you to cha cha cha, I'm also asking you to find the rhythm, find the coordination, use your balance, connect to another person, hear my timing, say the counts, not step on somebody else's feet. Those are all two processes all at once. Stand up straight, get your head back, move your feet. It's so funny because you don't have to be diagnosed with Parkinson's to understand that doing two things at once is hard. However, it helps build neuroplasticity at a quicker rate than, say, if you were just simply running on the treadmill. So, voila, the secret sauce is here. Today, we will do a little bit of dual tasking and we'll also put our brains and bodies to the challenge. Do I have any questions about the research behind it? I know I spew through it a little quickly, so please feel free to ask. Okay, moving on. Here we go. So, the RX Ballroom Dance program is grounded in three main principles. And for those of you who are familiar with Parkinson's Wellness and Recovery Program, that's PWR, we base our program on the very same principles. In fact, the one thing that we do, of course, is focus on the physical principle, which is improving physical mobility. In ballroom dance, we focus on posture. Today, I will ask all of you to get your heads up, your shoulders back. That's a huge part of ballroom, right? You cannot do a cha 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 if you're leaning forward. Number two, we ask you to focus on rotation. Of course, I'm going to ask you to move left and right and left and right. That rotation of the trunk and the torso improves your mobility as well as gets you to do a little bit of cha 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 and rumba. And then last but not least, we ask you to work on weight transfer. You can't do a tango if you're standing on both feet. We go ahead and we practice shifting weight forward to back and back to forward, using that flexibility in the foot to help gain a little bit better agility. So those are just the physical principles. When we talk about the cognitive principles, what we're looking to do is increase faster response time and also decrease freezing. You can even raise your hand. How many of us have experienced freezing? It's part and parcel of the symptoms, right? When we experience freezing, we're experiencing quite literally that block of having the brain talk to the body, and we're not able to quite literally move certain sections of our body. A lot of us tend to have even freezing more on our left side because it's the right side of the brain that's causing the freeze. What we're looking to do by building new neural pathways is to actually decrease freezing. If I can get that movement more accustomed in your body, well, then it's not coming to it for the first time, meaning that we're building the ability to quickly transfer the weight from the left foot to the right and left to the right. So that's one of our goals here is to faster response and decrease our freezing. We want to also increase our stamina and focus. Ooh, you don't have to have Parkinson's to be guilty of this. How many of you have found yourself going like this? It's part of the symptoms, right? The inability to keep your focus and stay present. Part of ballroom dancing is me asking you at all times to stay present with me, to keep your eyes up, to keep your chin up, to keep moving with me. We increase our focus, we increase our stamina. And then last but not least, we're improving our visual spatial function. So we're also working on making sure that we don't step on our partner, that we don't accidentally run into the wall. Part of that is increasing our visual awareness of our space and our coordination and movement through our space. We'll chat a little bit more about that when we get to moving. Now, last but not least, dual tasking is also great because we're improving our social emotional health. How do you not feel positive mood and joy when I turn on good music and we're moving? How do you not feel joy when we increase the use of our voice and we're saying one, two, cha 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 together? And last but not least, increasing our confidence and body awareness. I know because I've heard it a million times, especially from the men in our lives, that they are not dancers and this isn't a good class for them. However, increasing your confidence and your ability to move leads to confidence in other areas. So that's part of the wonderful recipe that is ballroom. Any questions on the basic principles of the RX Ballroom Dance program? Okay, moving on. So, just so you know, all of our teachers are wonderfully trained. They go through a 6 week training program which teaches them effective techniques for teaching. For example, how to prepare effective lesson plans for people with Parkinson's disease, common mistakes when planning a group lesson, and how to conduct an effective lesson. I'll tell you, I do have members that come to me that say, well, I tried a ballroom class. It was too fast, it was too crowded. I was embarrassed because I had some freezing. I couldn't keep up with everybody. That is absolutely not how our classes work. Our teachers are specifically trained to take it step by step, building confidence, awareness, and of course, the ability to move before we go ahead and move on. You are never thrown in the deep end. You are always supported and also encouraged and helped specifically for anything that you might be struggling with through movement. We are a support network, certainly not a throw you in the deep end network. We also teach our teachers how to do lesson structures and modification strategies. For example, if you need mobile assistance, meaning you are not independently mobile, well, we've got a modification for that. And if you need help, say, for example, visually understanding where you are in your space, labels around the room, or reducing background noise, we've got a trick for that too. So never fear, our classes are specifically geared towards people with Parkinson's. We're not just another ballroom class, we're here to help. Any questions on teacher training? All right. Well, we'll take you through it today, but each one of our classes is 45 minutes long. We're not going to do the full 45 today. However, they always start with a warm up component. That is a physical therapy or power based move warm up where we go ahead and we quite literally warm up the brain all the way down to the fingers and toes, getting the brain and body active and ready for movement. Our warm ups include just a smidge of yoga influence and Pilates just to keep everything nice and moving and grooving. And of course, we do a little bit of ballroom technique to get your feet and your body ready for movement. The next 15 minutes or so of the class focuses on two different styles. It goes 10 minutes of warm up, about 15 minutes of one dance, and 15 minutes of another. The first 15 minutes focus on a ballroom style. We've got waltz, tango, and foxtrot, and we learn how to do that, of course, with all those big principles I talked about, from posture and rotation to holding up your balance. The next 15 minutes focus on a Latin based dance. We're going to do some of that today, meaning that we focus on cha cha, rumba, swing, salsa, or samba, things that keep yourself grooving. Today, when we go through our dances, we'll talk a little bit about how we use our feet in each type of dance, what each one is used for, and how we use that in everyday life. So, any questions on the class? Like I said, 45 minutes long, a little warm up, a little bit of waltz, tango, or foxtrot, and a little bit of Latin.
Yeah, just if you want to speak up, make sure you're unmuted because we can't see everybody with the screen up.
Oh, exactly right.
Yeah. So,
Okay. Well, like I said, I'll always leave time for questions at the very end, but please, by all means, feel free to go ahead and speak up. You are not interrupting at all. All right. So I'm going to show you an example of a warm-up that we do in ballroom or in our classes. This is just a little 10-second clip. It's not the full thing, but you can go ahead and see how a class is used to warm up. This is our lovely teacher, Sasha, and some of her participants. Starting from the top, this is a warm-up. Lots of big movements, warming up through the shoulders and arms, stretching out through those fingertips. Got it? And now working on rotation through power moves. Now, like I said, just a tiny clip so you could see. What we do, of course, is start quite literally from the head all the way through the trunk of the body down to the toes. We focus on principles, like I said, of activating all the muscles straight from your shoulders down to your fingertips. Why is that important? Well, it is the fine motor skills, my dears, that tend to be the most problematic to us. So once we warm up the big muscle groups like our shoulders and our chest, we then go and focus on the tiny muscle groups, activating all as we go through those principles of warming up the brain and the body. Ooh, oh, that's awesome. Joan, I love that you're already moving with me. I know. Give me 5 minutes and we're going to move together. She's awesome. All right, next clip. This was the warm up. Now take a look at a foxtrot lesson. Like I said, there's a ballroom component, which is waltz, tango, or foxtrot, and a Latin component. Now, this is an example of a foxtrot or the ballroom component. Here's a word to the wise, though. This was taken, I think, of June about 2020, 2022. These members, wonderful members they are, had only been dancing for 6 months ever. All of these members, minus one care partner, have Parkinson's, and all of them are at different stage in their Parkinson's. Take a look at how just 6 months of class has done their balance and their gait. Here we go.
Quick, quick, slow, slow.
Moving backwards, changing direction,
Quick, quick, turn.
rotation and turn.
Reconnect. Yeah.
Haha! Guys, that may not look like much to you, but for me, that is amazing. First of all, walking backwards for any of us ladies, we know stretching the foot back and maintaining our balance is difficult. These wonderful participants were able to stretch and move and walk backwards with ease. Secondly, they were able to shift and move and change direction from what we call to a basic and promenade. Third, did you see those turns? On balance, on point, on one foot. It's like I told you, increasing balance on that Berg balance scale. And by the way, just having fun. By the way, also enjoying themselves, just dancing to music. These are wonderful components. And that was just after 6 months. Imagine what you can do after a year. So, any questions on the foxtrot or the ballroom component? All right. Let's move on to a little cha-cha-cha, the Latin component. Here we go. To Latin.
5, 6, and 5, 6, 7, 8. So 1, 2, 3, cha cha cha. 2, 3, cha cha cha.
Notice the quick shift of weight.
2, 3, cha cha cha. Outside partner here. 2, 3, cha cha.
Good. Changing direction, changing hand holds, maintaining balance, underarm turns,
Crossover. 2, 3,
changing direction quickly, facing other walls, rotation on the feet.
cha cha cha. And cha cha cha.
Nice.
That again?
All amazing. Like I said, minus one care partner, the gentleman in blue. We love Mike, but he's got some experience under his belt. The other members all have Parkinson's disease and all are at various stages. What I love about this demonstration, also taken about 6 months into their classes, was the shifting of weight. Now, cha-cha-cha is probably one of the harder dances because it requires you to go left, left, or right, right. That's shifting weight very quickly within your feet, which can cause freezing or can cause some balance issues. You'll notice that these members were able to do it quickly, easily, and able to shift and change direction, meaning their visual spatial awareness was on par. Wonderful example, wonderful dancers, and they're still dancing. Actually, I believe every single person in that lesson is still dancing here 2 years later. So there you go. All right, guys, any questions on examples of actual ballroom lessons? All right, moving on. This was just part of the training. All of our members go through the American Parkinson's Disease Association, meaning they go through Parkinson's training for fitness and health and wellness. All of our members are clearly just well-trained and all versatile, both with the RX Ballroom Dance and through major organizations like APTA. But before you go to a class, I always have a know before you go aspect on here because a lot of people think that the classes are great, but then they might get confused about how to sign up. One thing before you know, it's already on the last one, but if I have a virtual drum roll over on my end, know before you go, classes are always free. Meaning that you do not owe any fees to show up to any of our classes. No, it's not an introduction, and no, it's not just a temporary discount. Our classes are always free because we are a nonprofit based organization. So anybody who joins our classes, either online or in person, are welcome to come, and your care partners or loved ones are welcome to come as well. There's never any charge. However, we always do greatly appreciate donations, so please feel free to give generously, but know that there's never a fee. We understand that you are already financially burdened from everything from physical therapy all the way down to your medications, and this program is especially made for you. So, yay for free. I also tell the men in your lives that like there's no cost to them. So really, if they just show up, is there that much harm? So nudge them and give them a nudge. They can come for free too. Before you do go to a class, whether that's our online Zoom class or our in person, just know you need to sign up online. That's just to one, give you the Zoom link or the address to the location, and two, make sure our teachers know you're coming. We like to be prepared. We like to make sure that we are accommodating anybody new in class. So, by all means, please just make sure that you register online. It's on our homepage, meaning all you got to do is go to rxballroomdance.com and voila, the calendar is right there, smack on the front page. All you need to do is click on the class you are interested in and press book. It's your name, your phone number, and your email. That's it. If you are uncomfortable with technology, meaning that you're not quite sure, or you are getting confused or don't understand the program or how to online or register online, please feel free to call me. I will go ahead and send these slides to Sharon, and so my information is available as well as the flyers are available too. At no point should you ever feel embarrassed or ashamed to give me a call. I love chatting with our members. In fact, I chat with almost every single one at some point in our entirety. That's 580 members strong. So please give me a call if you've got any questions about enrolling or finding a class that's right for you. The only thing that I ask is that you wear clothing you can do a mild to moderate amount of movement in, just so you're comfortable. And then, two, if you come to class, that you're wearing shoes that you can easily glide on a wood floor. Just remember, even today, as we do our warm up together, you're wearing either socks or shoes that glide easily. You don't want something with a thick sole that's going to cause you to trip, and you don't want flip flops or loose shoes because it's very important that your feet are stable and connected to, of course, the floor. So, know before you go and make sure you're being safe. This is our newest location. The whole point of me coming on today is to encourage any of my Los Angeles participants to go ahead and join our newest location. Oh, Sharon and I both give a little grumble because we are from Los Angeles. We are not from the Valley. The Valley is a separate entity unto itself. But the San Fernando Valley has a new class. It's in Tarzana specifically, so that's right in the middle of the valley off the 101. It's at JT Ballroom Dance Studio. It will be Wednesdays at 1 p.m. Again, 45 minutes takes you through all of the principles. If you can make an in person class and you're in Los Angeles, this is a great addition to our network of new classes. It's our 11th location, and we are excited and very proud to advertise it. So I hope that if you're in the area, you are welcome to join. If you are also very passionate about dancing and you think, wait a minute, I'm not just passionate about dancing, I want to be a star. We offer scholarship programs, which is a one on one dance based program where you take private lessons, and twice a year we offer showcases. I know Lauren was just at our latest gala, which was in June. It's also a fundraiser, but 9 amazing members from our community performed, and we were just absolutely floored, blown away. Our members who participate in the showcases have the opportunity to one, tell their stories about their own diagnoses and what Parkinson's means in their lives, but then two, show the world that, you know what? Parkinson's does not hold me back from living life, from performing, from enjoying myself, and from being the best version that I can be. And so we were so proud, and we do offer scholarships for members who are excited and want to take their dancing to the next level. So, with that, question and answer time. I will take any questions that you have. Anybody have any questions about the slides or the program in general? You can always feel free. I know a bunch of us are muted to unmute yourself if you have a question. Okay. Wow, you know what, Sharon, I always give myself a pat on the back when nobody has questions. Either I
Yeah.
did a really bad job or I did a really good job.
I think you did a good job.
I know.
Okay.
Yeah.
Erin,
Yeah.
I'll
Oh,
ask a
yes,
question.
of course.
Um, are you where are you located in Orange County? I mean, in down by Newport or Corona Del Mar.
The Corona Del Mar crew. Nancy, you may get frustrated with me, but for my Corona Del Mar crew, the only location that we were having was straight up the 55 in the city of Orange. So it's not bad because it's in the middle of the day, and we had to recently change locations. So those classes are on a temporary break for the month of June. They'll come back in July. But right now, the for the Corona Newport crowd, your location will be midday around in North Tustin and
Mm.
that area. Any other questions about locations? And Nancy, like I said, the I'll have more information about the Orange location when it reboots again in July. We unfortunately the studio owners who were owning the Orange location, they had to shut it down, so we had to close down for July, and we're reopening it. Oh, sorry, June, and reopening it in July. So I will, if you want to go on the website and leave your name and information, I will gladly give you updates
Okay,
as they come.
I'll do that. Yeah.
Erin,
I have to say that I think I've looked at this in the past, and I just was a little hesitant because it always says it's donation based, and I just want to pay.
Oh,
And it's like,
Nancy, we will
oh, well, then how
gladly.
much donation are you supposed to give? What are you supposed to do? So, yeah.
Yeah, if you want to talk more offline about donations, we will gladly take your support, and I can even give you some amounts that it costs to typically run classes.
Okay. Well,
Yes,
that would be helpful, I think. Yeah.
absolutely. We would absolutely love and appreciate the support. So
Okay.
let's, if you're interested, let's
Well,
plan
I
to talk
love the
more
dancing
offline.
part. Were we going to do the dancing today, or
Yes.
I blacked out because my computer went dead. So
Oh,
I left and I came back, but did I miss something? No one's dancing.
we're gonna start dancing as soon as the Q&A is over.
Oh, good. Okay, I'll shut up then.
No worries, Nancy. I appreciate your questions.
Okay.
Can I have another question?
Erin,
Yes.
are they going to extend this anywhere in Illinois? I live in a suburb of Chicago.
Well, Carol, that is our absolute plan. Starting the Los Angeles location I just told you about, that is our first attempt at doing something remote, meaning that our wonderful LA teacher, he's a solid hour and a half to 2 hours away from where I am personally located. So this was the first time we were able to launch that whole program in a remote sense. So, Carol, if we can successfully launch remote programming, meaning we can train teachers as well as initiate programming without needing to physically be there in person, well, Illinois is not far behind.
Thank you.
Yes, of course. I just like I was telling Nancy, please feel free to subscribe and keep updated with us. Our next expansion is in Las Vegas in about 3 or 4 months, and so one state, one step at a time.
That's my other city.
Oh, well then, Nancy, you apparently we're a good fit for you no matter where you are. Any other questions? Okay. All right, guys. Well, take about 1 minute. To be pinned, even if you have some background noise or anybody else around you, you should be able to see me. Please give me a nudge or something if you cannot. Aha, there I am. Now I'm just going to adjust my lighting so that you can see me in my best light. It's a Sunday, and I'm also, at home in my socks, as much of you are. Okay, great. You can see me, I can see you, yeah? Perfect. All right, guys, we're going to start with a little bit of a warm-up today, and what I'm going to do is play a little bit of music. At any time, both Sharon and anybody else, please give me a raised hand or speak up through your speaker if you have trouble seeing me or hearing me. But I'm going to go ahead and put on a little music for us, and let's get warmed up together. All right, a little music for you. Let's go ahead and start. We're just going to start with our head. We're going to breathe in. Ready? Breathe in. Good, nice. And breathe out. Again. In. Good. And out. Good. One more time. In. And out. Good, nice. Now we're gonna take our head, we're gonna go down, down, around, and up, down, around, and up, down, around, and up, and down, around, and up. Now let's get our shoulders going. 5, 6, here we go. We're going up and up. Good, those are the shoulders that are going up and back. Up, up, up. Good. Now get ready because we're going to do our hands. 5, 6, arms. Up and up. Good. All the way to those fingertips. And up. Up. And up. Up. Good. Now leave the arms out here nice and wide. We're going to rotate. Take your arms, move them close. And open. Other side. Close. And open. And close. And open all the way to those fingertips. And open. Now take those arms. We're going up and down. Up and down. Good. Using those fingers, splaying them nice and wide. Up and down. Up and down. Good. Now let the arms down and shake it. Hey. Good. Now rotate. Here we go. Rotate. Good. Now all the way up. Okay, that last one was just me. Now we warmed up the upper body. We focused on really getting through all the way to those fingertips. We warmed up everything from the head to the trunk. Now we're going to focus on the lower body. What we're doing is focusing on the major muscle groups. So you'll hear me a lot talk about squats. We're focusing on our glutes, our hamstrings, and our quads. Those are the big muscle groups. But here's the deal. When you do ballroom or when you do any dance move, you want to also focus on the hip abductors, which are right here. Those are the little grooves that are sort of right there. And then also the inner thighs. Those are your smaller muscle groups. And by the way, they're one of the first to go with age and with Parkinson's. So today when we talk about those squats, we're not just sitting. What we're doing is we're actually pushing through right here, those hip abductors, and we're squeezing right here in the inner thighs. So as you squat with me and we go down and up, squeeze right here, not just your big glutes, but right there in the middle and right here. Oh, nice and tight, getting everything nice and lined up as we go. Now get ready. We're going to squat a little bit. Here we go. Good. Turning up that music. Here we go. 5, 6, 5, 6. Here we go. We're going down and up, down and up. Good. Squat with me. Now, keep your chest up. Just a little bend through the glutes. Squeezing through the inner thighs and down. Good. Nice. We got 4 more to go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now what you're going to do if you need support, you grab an extra chair or something to hold on to, but we're going down and we're going to hold it. And here we go. Go down and hold. 5, 6, 5, 6, 5, 6. That's it. Good. Come back up. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. We're walking to the side now. 5, 6 to the side. We're going squat and back. Other side. Squat and back. Squat and back. Good. Squeezing your inner thighs as you go. Good. And squat. Squat. Good. Nice. Now we're going to hold each one. Ready? Hold. Hold it. Get your chest up. 5, 6, 5, 6. Bring it together. Other side. Here we go. Hold. 5, 6, 5, 6, 5, 6. Up we go. Woo! Feeling warmed up today. Here's the hardest one. Taking those squats and going back. Starting with your left foot. Here we go. We're going back. Switch feet. Back. and back. Good. Keep your chest up as you do this one. This one's a little trickier. Back and back. Back and back. Good. Chest up, back and back. Now we're gonna hold it. Here we go. Hold. 4 more. 1, 2, 3. Good. Switch feet. Other side. Oh, and the music drops. So this is just pure torture without even the music. Hold. 5, 6, 7. Very good. Excellent. Now let's warm up our feet. We're going to start by going ahead. You can see my feet right here. We're going to lift the ankles up. You can see me go up, up, and up, and up, up, and up, and up. Good. Letting the hips go side and side. This is actually warming us up for a cha-cha. Side and side, side. Good. All right, get ready because we're going to speed it up. 5, 6, here we go. Up and up and up and up and up. Good. Good job. All right, now slow it down. Slow, 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 slow. Good. Speed it up. Here we go. Fast and fast and fast and fast and fast and fast and fast. Very good. Nice job, guys. Last but not least, get that heel up. That's an ankle up. You can see my white socks. You're going to now go through. You're going to roll through the foot and roll back. Roll through the foot. Keep your chest up. Roll back. Again. Forward and back. Forward and back. Rolling through those feet. Good. Now switch. Roll. And roll. And roll. And roll. Very good. Excellent job, guys. Very good. All right, I'll pause there. Okay, feeling nice and warmed up with me? I hope so. I know I'm breaking a sweat and I'm just starting. Okay, guys, let's go ahead and start. I'm gonna do what all women do when we're serious, which is pull our hair back. It's time for business. We're gonna start today with a little bit of the dance I talked about, a little bit of cha, cha, cha. Straight into the Latin dance portion because we just don't have a whole lot of time, but I'm gonna teach you a basic pattern that you can do either in your home or at the grocery store or wherever you'd like. First things first, I'm gonna turn around so you can see me. So I hope you can follow along with me. We're gonna start first on our left foot, and we're gonna start the cha-cha pattern by going left, right, cha, cha, cha. Let's do that again, starting with the left foot. We have left, right, cha, cha, cha. Other foot, right, left, cha, cha, cha. Left foot, left, right, cha, cha, cha. Right foot, right, and left, and cha, cha, cha. Any questions about that movement? Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to turn around and face you now so you can see me and we can do this together. You're going to start on the left foot. I'm mirroring you, right? So I'm just the opposite of you. I'm going to start on this foot. That's your left. And we're going to do this together. Ready? 5, 6, here we go. Left and right and cha, cha, cha. Other foot. Good. And step and cha, cha, cha. And now left and right and cha, 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 and now right and left and cha, cha, cha. Ooh, they're not bad, she says. Okay, let's go ahead and turn on a little bit of cha-cha-cha and see if we can do this pattern together. You may not think it's that difficult. However, a few things I want to see from you. Everybody start, before we turn on the music, get your chest up. Get your core in. You want to engage your core. Now, when I say chest up, I don't mean go like this. You're not showing me what you had for breakfast today. Get your chest up, get your tummy in, squeeze through your glutes. But remember our smaller muscle groups. That's right here, the inner thighs. That's the hip abductors. That's right here, the lat muscles. Those are right underneath your shoulders. Get them down, get your chest up. Now, let's do that together. Starting with your left foot, we have left and right and cha, cha, cha. And now right and left and cha, cha. Don't you break that posture. And step, and cha, cha, cha. Other foot, step, and cha, cha, cha. Hey, very good. Let's do it to music. Here we go. Any questions while I turn on that beat? All right. Here we go. We'll take it slow first. Nice and tall. Remember, chest up, glutes in, tummy in. Starting with the left foot. A 5, 6. Here we go. Tap. Cha, cha, cha. Other foot. Step. Step. Cha, cha, cha. And step. Step. Cha, cha, cha. Step. Step. Cha, cha, cha. Keep it going. Step. Step. And cha, cha, cha. Step. Step. And cha, cha, cha. Nice. Ooh, not bad. All right, give me a thumbs up if so far you're able to keep up with the beat and the music. we have some that are kind of going. Now, here's a modification. If you are not able to get with us, meaning you're not able to stand up and do this independently like you would like, I'd like you to keep your hands right here by your legs and do this with me with the rhythm. A cha, 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 and step. And step, right? So you're going to use that rhythm with your hands if you're not able to be independently mobile with your feet. All right, let's do it one more time. I'm changing the song. Let's speed it up. Here we go. All right, a little faster. Get ready. Get that chest up. Tummy in. Please ready. Here we go. 5, 6, 5, 6. Here we go. We cut. Step, step, cha, 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 and step, step, a cha, 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 and step, step, a cha, 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 step, and step, and cha, cha, cha. Very nice. Now before we go, I'm adding one more thing. We're going to do what's called a side step or a cucaracha step. It's called cucaracha because it's quite literally cockroach of stepping on the bug. Watch this. You're going to start with your left foot, and instead of just going step, step, a cha, 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 you're going to now side step with your left foot. I know we're in tight spaces and it might be hard to see me, but let's try our best. You're going to take your left foot, you're going to go side, then together, and cha, cha, cha. Right foot, side and together, cha, cha, cha. Watch that one more time. That's 1, 2, cha, cha, cha. 1, 2, a cha, cha, cha. I'll do it again. 1, 2, a cha, cha, cha. 1, 2, a cha, cha, cha. Okay, any questions about our new pattern? All right, now here's the deal. Our magic number today is going to be 4. So we're going to do that basic step, the one that goes step, step, cha, cha, cha. And we're going to do that 4 times. Then we're going to do that side step, cha, 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 also 4 times and repeat. So let me do it without the music first, then with the music, and then we'll call it a day. Before we start, here's that pattern, starting with your left foot. We have step, step, a cha, cha, that's 1, and step, step, a cha, cha, that's 2. Here we go. Step, step, a cha, cha, that's 3, and step, step, a cha, cha, that's 4. To the side, side, step, a cha, cha, that's 1, and side, step, a cha, cha, that's 2, and side, step, a cha, cha, that's 3, and side, step, a cha, cha, cha. So we have 4 basic steps, that's in place, and 4 side steps, or la cucarachas, to the side. Now, let's turn on the music. Let's do it together. Here we go. All right, I'll count us off. 5, 6, 5, 6, here we go. We're going step, step, a cha cha. 1 step, step, a cha cha. 2 step, step, a cha cha. 3 step, step, a cha cha. 4 to the side, side step, a cha cha. That's 1. Side step, a cha cha. That's 2. Side step, a cha cha. That's 3. Side step, a cha cha. That's 4. Ooh, raise your hand if you did it. Yes. All right, I'll tell you what. This is your last one. Your last 30 seconds of the whole hour, and it's going to be the best one. Before we go into this last 30 seconds, I do have a couple of requests. Get that chest up. Get that head up. Get that tummy in. Get those hip abductors, this one's right here, nice and in, so you're not leaning them forward, they're up. Get those glutes nice and squeezed, but let the arms go loose. Okay, here we go. Last cha-cha-cha. Get everything nice and tall. It's our best one. Last one, here we go. Ready? I'll count us off. 5, 6, 5, 6, here we go. We have step, step, a cha-cha. 1, step, step, a cha-cha. 2, step, step, a cha-cha. 3, step, step, a cha-cha. 4 to the side, side step, a cha-cha. 1, side step, a cha-cha. 2, side step, a cha-cha. 3, side step, a cha-cha. 4, yes! Sweet victory! Wonderful job, guys. I'm going to now adjust my angle. I'm going to actually go ahead and hand this back to Sharon. Sharon, thank you so much for having me. I genuinely really appreciate it. I love my twitchy women, and I love presenting with you and being here with you on a Sunday. If anybody has any questions, you can always feel free to reach out to me personally. Otherwise, I'll hand it back to you, my dear.
Okay.
Thank you, Erin.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
This was terrific. I'm going to just go through the end announcements real quick because I have to scoot out of here, but you guys can stay on. Ellie can stay on with you, I think, for a few minutes. And Erin, if you want to stay and if anybody has questions, feel free to stay. First of all, this is our newest Twitchy Woman shirt, tie-dyed. So if you're interested in getting one, let me know. I have I think I have like one in every size, but I can always order more. We're meeting just once a month this summer, so next month we're meeting at the end of July, and we're going to have Margaret Olmsted, who teaches Tai Chi and Qigong, and she just spoke for Linda Berghoff, who's with us today. She did a demo at their symposium they had last weekend, Linda, 2 weeks ago. And she was very, very well received. So she's going to be working with us next month. And then in August, the tentative date is the 18th. Hadass Abouaf, who is a nurse who specializes in working with medications, teaching patients how to deal with their medications, will be talking to us about managing your medicines, which is very, very important. You know, we all take a whole cocktail of medications in the morning, and we take more as we go through the day. What can we take together? What shouldn't we be taking together, etc. So she'll be talking to us about that. Next slide. So we have 2 ongoing discussion groups online. We have a group on Tuesday mornings that everybody is welcome to join. And on Sunday mornings, 11:30 a.m. Eastern Time, we have our Parkies Without Partners. Currently, it's been meeting only before our regular meetings. We may be changing that since we're not meeting as frequently. And next slide. I think that is it.